Yeah, so I'll tell you my casino hack is I go to this spot and they have incredible drinks. Incredible. I'm talking the drinks are like $30 each. But if you sit down at one of the tables, immediately someone walks over to you and says, hey, do you want a drink? And I know those are $30 drinks. And so I always play blackjack or baccarat, knowing that the house edge on that is like, 0.5%, give or take. And so I'm like, if I bet $50 a hand, I walk in with like $200 and I'm betting 50 a hand. I'm like, each one of those hands is only 25 cents. So I'm paying, over 4 hands. Really, when you average it out long term, I'm really only betting $2. I'm losing $2, let's just say, but I get a $30 drink. And so I'm like, I gladly spend $2 for the $30 drink. And then I get the $30 drink for $2. And overall, I have to say, because I've been keeping track, I am up. I've made money so far with those drinks.
You're one of the lucky profitable gamblers.
My entire gambling strategy is really simple. The most I will ever bet, ever, is $300. Ever. Usually I stick with $200. If I lose the $200, I walk away no matter what. And I also always walk away if I double. So if the $200 turns to $400, I'm done. As soon as I hit that, I walk away. And I stick with that.
Have you ever tripled though? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Every time I hit, every single time I double, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. No, that's
done.
good.
And then what I do sometimes, if I bet 200, but I'm up 100, then I put the original 200 aside back in my pocket, and then I play with the 100. And then if I lose the 100, then I'm like, all right, well, now I'm even.
Yeah.
That's always my strategy.
Good. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. There's another way that I look at things, and this is in every aspect of my life, especially when I used to work like a normal job, right? And I tell this to people when there's like, they'll come up to me and they say, hey, I'm up $200. Like, what should I do? And I'll say, how long does it take you to make that $200? What do you get paid an hour? Do you make $20 an hour? That's going to take you 10 hours of work. Are you willing to lose that $200 that you just made in 30 seconds to possibly make another $200, or just lose that instantly? And then you have to go to work for 10 hours to make that back. So I look at like time, the time it takes to make that money. Maybe that's another way that people can use to, maybe deter addictive gambling.
Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Graham is worth $1,000 an hour. Now, how do you feel when he says that he sits down at a blackjack table to try to finagle a drink and get the cost down on the drink, maybe to like $10 per drink instead of $30 a drink? And he's doing all this mental gymnastics. What do you think of when you hear about that? If his time is worth $1,000 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the person to knock anyone for trying to save money. I think if there's times where I go to Whole Foods, and it's not worth it for me to pull out my phone, pull out the Amazon app, and get the QR code and scan it to get $2 off. But I do it because I saved $2. So I don't. Just because you're worth this much an hour, I don't think, trying to save money is a bad idea. I think you should save money no matter what. Why let this business make an extra $2 off of you?
I would say you should save money matter some. I would say no matter what.
Yeah,
because if it takes you,
for me,
an
dude,
hour,
for me, I am addicted to the thrill of getting a deal. And
no, I actually agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that feeling, man, I found never goes away. When I buy something and I got a deal on it, every single time I see it, I think, oh man, I got a deal on that. And I get the same feeling.
But here's
years later, like that oyster quartz. I keep looking at it every day. I'm like, I got a great deal on that. But that makes me happy.
So I agree with you, but just because it's a deal doesn't make it a good one, is what I try to think of.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So if I go to the grocery store and the eggs that I would normally buy are $2 with a coupon, I'm stoked when I do that. And I will still do it to save $1 or $2, right? But if there's something that I wasn't going to buy anyways, or a drink that says that it's let's just call it $100 drink, and they give it to me for $30, it's like, would I have paid $30 for this drink knowing this drink costs $30?
Yeah.
Or what if I knew it cost $10? Would I have paid $30 for this to have this drink? That's where I try to what is the value to me, not what do they claim the value is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't struggle, but I argue with that with my lady all the time. She's like, oh, I bought this, they were on sale. And I was like, like on Amazon. I don't know if you guys want me to name drop stuff, but
sure.
you know, online
That
they're
actually
just like,
competes with our other
oh,
sponsors.
okay, I'll stop saying.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
No.
yeah. You know, online. Oh, this one is actually 30% off today, and you know, you look a week later or a month later, and it's still 30% off.
That's all the Black
yeah.
Friday sales
Yeah,
are.
it's exactly.
Yeah, they
it.
increase
they
the
raise
price
the
by
price.
percent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Drop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's actually a common thing that I've seen online. They actually increased it, and it was more than it was before Black Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
What sort of benefits do you get from gambling and losing $750,000?
Free rooms, free food. I don't know the last time I paid for a dinner at a hotel or a casino. Legitimately. You know, and you know, they'll offer you free tickets to concerts and shows, and you know, if you gamble enough, like you'll fly private, and you know, I've never done that. Well, I've flown private on someone else's tab.
Yeah.
But
What's the craziest comp you've gotten?
I went to Atlantis back in January for like a trip with my girlfriend and then one of my best friends and his girlfriend. They comped us like a double suite and all the food and all the drinks and everything that we ever wanted. It was like $38,000 worth of comps. Crazy. And I lost $35,000 on that trip.
There you go.
Exactly. They got their money's worth out of me.
So when we were talking to Vegas Matt, he was saying that certain slot machines you can play profitably when you look at the comps they give back. So if you lose $1,000, it is possible to make back $1,001 in casino free food, drinks, experiences.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I mean, I guess there is a way to do that if you look at it as profit. But I mean, like for me, it's like, okay, you could spend $1,000 on the food, or you could spend $1,000 and hope you get that food for free. It's, you know, it's like a weird gray area on that. But, you know, if you look at it as, okay, I'm going to spend $1,000 on this slot machine, you know, maybe you take advantage of the days where they offer like 10 times points and stuff like that. And maybe you get lucky with a couple bonuses. So you actually play for like 2 hours on $1,000. Your Theo, which is where they base your comps, your theoretical loss, is going to be higher if you get like on a lucky streak. So that's where like those comps would come in. But still, like if you're going to do that just to get comps, you might as well just buy it, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get entertainment and then a comp after, I guess it makes sense.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and right now, every single goal changes everything, which is exactly why our sponsor FanDuel made things even more interesting with Every Goal Pays. And here's how it works. You bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. So the more goals in the game, the more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on your token. For example, the USA beat Paraguay 4-1. That's 5 total goals in one game, and every single one pays out. So lock in your token and watch every goal matter. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. 21 plus, select states. For Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus, DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MyReset. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 Louisiana.